Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Denise, this is Dear Designs. Welcome back to a podcast. Excuse my appearance and where I'm sat and everything. I'm not very prepared, but I thought I would sit down and do a podcast. It is Bank Holiday Monday, so it's the 8th of May. I'm home alone. Ian has gone to the garage to help our friend Bills with his car. So yeah, I'm here alone. I've done all my housework, well, most of it. And I thought I would sit down and just record a podcast. So today's video is going to be just what I'm working on. My whips and 2 FOs, because that's all I'm really prepared for. I haven't done a podcast for quite a while now, obviously because I was doing April vlogs and stuff. I just want to say thank you to each and every one of you that has watched that and have said that you want weekly vlogs and stuff. I haven't vlogged anything yet. I'm just having a little mini break from vlogging just because April was quite intense, and yeah, that's pretty much it really. I will get back to vlogging because I really enjoy vlogging, so I will get there eventually. But today I just thought I would show you my works in progress. I am working on a rolling rotation at the moment, so if you watch Sharon from the SCR1 TNO podcast, she does a 6-day rolling rotation. Mine is 6 days at the moment, but mine I just fit in whips that I've got. So if I've got 5 whips, it will be a 5-day. If I've got 4 whips, it will be a 4-day. I try not to do a 7-day because I do like to have different projects on different days of the week. So I will, if I have more than 6, then I will miss the 6 and try and have a 7-day, or at least 7 whips, or I will hold one back until one's finished. So that's the plan. I will be having a shop update this week, so I will do a separate video for that. Sometimes I do it at the end, but I'm not ready for that yet. I've still got a few bits and pieces I need to do. I feel like you're wonky. I don't know whether it's just me. I've got you on the big tripod, but I don't know. So my whips at the moment are in my diary. I'm using my diary as a sort of project diary, and obviously and a diary as well, if that makes sense. So like in here I've got like the Zooms that I'm going to be doing or attending. So on this page I've got my whips, my finished objects, new cast-ons and stuff like that, and I've just been doing that sort of. Let's see if I can show you a week that is got stuff on it, might help. Yeah, so basically there's nothing here that I can't show. So here I've got like what days I've been going to be working on stuff, and then over here I've got my whips, my new cast-ons and my FOs, and then I'm just keeping a track of my weight loss as well. So if you didn't know, me and Ian are on a weight loss journey. We are doing Slimming World, and yeah, we're getting weighed every Saturday morning now. So it was Monday evening, that has changed to a Saturday morning. We got weighed on Saturday and I put on ½ pound. We had a really bad week, or should I say 10 days, because we had to wait from one Monday to not the same Saturday but the Saturday after. And I just think that was too long, and it was like, oh, I've got a week to work it off and stuff. So yeah, that happened. Ian still lost. He lost 2 pounds, which was really good, so he's still losing, and I'm hoping this week I can get that ½ pound off. And to be honest, as long as I'm either maintaining or losing or not putting on too much, I'm happy. I haven't got that much I don't want to lose that much. So yeah, I'm obviously gonna hit that where I want to stop sooner than Ian probably will. So I'm just taking it slow, and I think the slower the better, because I'll be able to keep it off longer, hopefully. I have felt a difference in my clothes a little bit and stuff, so yeah, I'm pleased. I'm making stuff that is a size smaller than what I am now, because I'm hoping that I'll fit into them and stuff. So yeah, we'll just have to wait and see. I've hopefully got all of my projects here. I'm not 100% sure. I've just piled them here, and I'm just going to show you what I'm working on. Basically, it's just going to be a really quick podcast, and then probably throughout the week, if there's anything else that I want to mention or show and stuff, I'll just upload a little video. I think that's the way it's going to be. So right, yes, my rotation is day 1 is empty at the moment because I have a finished object. Day 2 is the Eyelet burst shawl. Day 3 is a baby blanket. Day 4 is my C2C. Day 5 is my summer sorrel. And day 6 is cozy memory or miscellaneous. I will get to that a little bit more when I get to day 6. So day 1 was my harvest cardigan, and my harvest cardigan is now finished. I will pop up some pictures. It is not blocked, so it does need blocking, which I will do, but the weather here is just gross, and I want to be able to block it and hopefully either put it outside or get it dry quicker. So this is the harvest cardigan. It's by Tin Can Knits. I will link all of the patterns down in the description box. I have knit this with Aldi Aran Weight yarn, and I love it. I absolutely love it. So I'm going to put some pictures here of what it looks like on. They're not great pictures, but they'll do for now. It is a little bit big, but I'm thinking that as a cardigan it's going to be cozy, and over maybe like jumpers or long sleeve t-shirts and stuff like that for the winter, it should be fine. Or even now, because it's still not warm. Anyway, so I'm going to show you the best I can here. This is it. It is long line, and I did make it longer than the pattern suggests. So as you can see, it does need blocking because it's not really falling very neatly. Let me put this on my head. As you can see, like it just needs blocking a little bit. So all of this band is knit within the pattern, so the body itself. I decided I was going to knit until the split for the arms and then knit the sleeves, and that is what I did because I wanted to make sure I had enough yarn to make it long as well, which I had plenty, and there is yarn left, which is over there. There is quite a bit of yarn left, and I'm hoping that I might be able to get a baby jumper out of the leftovers for Amelia. I'm not sure, I'll have to weigh it, but I'm really pleased with how this has come out. The bottom is garter stitch, so you just literally knit until you get to where you need to do your 4 inches of garter stitch, and then basically knit every round. The purling was, now I don't mind purling, but it was getting a bit tedious towards the end, and I'm so glad that it was in Aran because it did work up quite quickly, and I can imagine this being quite a nice cardigan at like sort of hip length, like sort of not as long as I've made it, but a few inches shorter as well. Yeah, I can't wait to get this blocked, and I love it. I love it so much. The yarn I was a little disappointed in at first, but the more I worked with it, because it had all these bits in, and I really wasn't a lover of those at the beginning. but I think it sort of, I don't know, it makes the yarn quite unique in a way. And I was picking them out at first, but then I was like, do you know what, I'm just going to leave them in and see what they look like. And I'm really pleased with them. They don't bother me now. They just make it like pop a little bit. So yeah, I was picking them out, but then I decided not to. So this is it's a free pattern on Ravelry. You knit sort of this bit here first. You do a provisional cast on, which I didn't do. I know. But I managed to undo my cast on and put the live stitches onto a needle and then knit from that. So yeah, you knit this sort of collar, and then you pick up the stitches and then you start doing the raglan, and it's all seamless, all of it, and I love it. It's such a easy knit, and yeah, I'm so pleased. So that is that one, which was day one. Really pleased with it, and I will probably definitely knit it again, because it didn't even take 400 grams of yarn. No, sorry, 800. I had 400 grams. I had 800 grams of yarn. Oh my god. I had 800 grams of yarn, which were 2 400 gram big balls from Aldi. Okay, so it didn't even use that much. So I probably will weigh this and see how much it weighs, because I can easily get like a shorter one as well. So yeah, I'm just going to put that on the back of the sofa. So I'm going to quickly go into the next finished object, because I've started something else on that day. So I have as well finished my DayBreak Tee. So this is another free pattern on Ravelry. I started this last year at one of Tonya from Karma's a Stitch cast on parties. She did cast on parties last year where it was just a whole day of zooming and casting on with friends, and I cast this on. Now it is a bottom up in the round, so again it is all seamless and really easy. Well, the only seam that you have to stitch up is this little bit here, so it's nothing. It's DK. This yarn is Aldi yarn again in Dove Grey, and I thought I kept the ball band, but maybe I didn't. I think it's over there, but it is Aldi yarn, DK in Dove Grey. Again, I'll leave the pattern link down below. I wasn't sure about this because I did look at some of the patterns already, or projects on Ravelry, and on some people I really didn't like the way that the lace work was, and I think the bigger you go, the lace work doesn't get wider, it stays the same. And I was like, oh, I'm hoping mine looks okay, and blah 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 blah, and I think it is perfect. I really like it. I will again put some pictures here because I did take some pictures. It needs blocking. I haven't done that yet. To be honest, it probably doesn't need blocking that much. I could probably steam block this. The only thing that really needs blocking is this neckband, because it is rolling a little bit, which is fine. That doesn't bother me. And the sleeves, because they keep going inwards. Now the sleeve is not really got a cuff on it, but it's ribbed edge, so it is a free pattern. As you are knitting and purling, because you knit tubular, then you split for the front and then the back, and then 3 needle bind off for the top, which, oh my goodness, I've never done before, and I always have trouble sewing up shoulder seams. Like, since I've knitted, so I've been knitting for years, I've always struggled to get them to look neat. Well, not this. How neat is that? I was just gobsmacked. I was like, oh, that's how you do it. And the inside is so neat as well. So that is my 3 needle bind off. Excuse that, that's just where I've weaved in the ends. Oh my goodness. Yep. So if I ever need to sew 2 pieces together at the end, like at the top of the work, I know, 3 needle bind off, done. Anyway, as I was saying, you just knit 1, purl 1, knit 1, purl 1, vice versa on the purl row and whatever. So you get this little bit of edging, but it keeps rolling in. So that probably just needs blocking a little bit. What is that there? Oh, where I've joined, but it's okay. It will be fine. No one's going to notice. It's just a looser stitch, that's all. I'm really happy with it. I really like it, and I can't wait to start wearing it. I will probably be wearing this very soon, because obviously it is double knit and it's a t-shirt. So even though it took me a long time to knit, because I fell out of love with it, because obviously bottom up, it's just a big tube, took ages to knit, didn't feel like I was getting any progress on it, and then I was like, no, I really need to get this finished, and it is. So would I knit another one? I probably would, because it's really, really easy and simple, but I'm not a lover of the bottom up tubular round and round. So we'll see, but I like variety, even though I want to knit another rocket tee, but yeah, we won't go there. Okay, so day 1 has got nothing in it at the moment. I haven't started anything for day 1. So I'm on day 3 at the moment, so I've got a few days to decide what to cast on. So day 2 is my Eyelet burst shawl, which last night I actually stopped knitting with 2 balls of yarn. So this is a Stephen West pattern. I can show you what it's going to look like. Maybe a better picture would be, so this is the Eyelet burst shawl. That is the shape. I am knitting mine in 4 different yarns. So these 2 are from, I did keep the ball bands. They're here. Are from Easy Knits. One is called Firework and one is called Nebula. So these are the first 2 that are going in at the moment. So they are Easy Knits. I was going to say, I did keep the ball bands. And so far I have got this. It needs to go on a longer cable very, very soon, because I am sort of at maximum length. But here is the first yarn, which I can't remember what was what. Maybe this was Firework. I can't remember, but the first 2 yarns are the Easy Knit yarns. And then down here I have started to, and finished, striping in the second cake of yarn. So that is the striping that I needed to do. The first yarn looked like this, and the second yarn looks like this. There's more purple, so it's very similar. Oh, it looked more similar when it was hanked and maybe freshly caked. And you might notice this is in a new thing. I'll get to that in a second. So this is the second ball. The third ball is going to be this, which is, if I can get it out, this is Moonlight Fibre in the colourway Dewberry, which I thought went with that. quite well. And then the fourth colour is Countess Ablaze in the colourway, I don't really know, Gary Jewels. So this is the tag. Unfortunately, Countess Ablaze is not dyeing yarn anymore, but this is the tag, and this is the yarn, and it's got sparkles. Isn't it lovely? So yeah, they are going to be my last two, because I was thinking if it goes into something really dark, that is what I was looking for. So they are my yarns. I probably won't show you them again until I start working on them. But yeah, I'm really enjoying knitting on this. It's really mindless, really easy. Yeah, it's got like an eyelet, you can't really see, but it's got an eyelet design on it as you're increasing. It's just simple. Yeah, and I'm looking forward to the shape. So I've never done a shawl this shape before, so I'm looking forward to how that will sit round me and how it will be on me really simply and stuff. Mandy from Mousy's Makes has just recently finished hers, so no doubt she'll be showing that in this week's podcast, which I'm really looking forward to. But she has shown us on our Messenger chat group thing of what hers looks like, and it is stunning. So I'm looking forward to getting more and more of this done. It definitely needs to go on a bigger cable. So yeah, I am really pleased with it. Going into this quickly, so this is a yarn cozy by Nitty Natty. And it is the mock cable. The yarn I used is Sheep on Mars. She don't put a colour name on her yarn, but I made a Easy Vibes beret, Natural Vibes beret. I made a beret out of this yarn anyway, and yeah, I will show you a little bit more of these after, when I get a bit further in the video. So yes, that is my Eyelet burst, and I am using needle stoppers on most of my projects. So I do currently have needle stoppers in the shop, and if you didn't know, I have moved my shop over to Ko-fi. It is linked down below. All of my new items are always going to be on Ko-fi. My Etsy shop is still open. It has some of the older products in there and stuff, but all new products will be going onto Etsy. No, onto Ko-fi. Anyway. So yeah, these are just some of the needle stoppers, and I thought these needle stoppers go with this yarn pretty well, so that's what I've decided. Okay, that's day 2. Day 3 is C to C. I haven't really made much progress on that. It is living over there under my desk, so I'm not going to be showing that today. I haven't really done much. So and it's just a C to C blanket. It's not really that interesting. It's nice to work on, but yeah, I'm not going to be showing that today. So that needs to go back into there. Day 5 is a new cast on, which is my summer sorrel, which I have now living in my Elderflower Stitches bag, which was part of my advent that I was gifted, not last year, the year before. This is my summer sorrel, and another yarn cozy. I'm addicted, absolutely addicted to making these. So this is the second one that I've made, and I thought it went with the yarn that I'm using quite well, purple. The summer sorrel is this pattern. It's by Wool and Pine. It is a paid for pattern on Ravelry, and if you didn't know, I was on Zoom one day, and I had got up to answer the door, go to the loo, can't remember what I got up to do. And Caroline and Mandy, so Caroline from the Arrow Bark podcast, Mandy from Mousie's Makes, decided that I was going to run a knit along for this. So it is basically, I was going to be casting it on anyway. So I was knitting the ranunculus, that failed horribly. I ripped it back and I've used the yarn to make the summer sorrel. And we decided to cast on the 25th of April, which was Caroline's birthday. So we sat there on Zoom and cast this on. And I've been knitting in my rotation, so I've only been working on it a little bit sort of in the day that it falls and stuff. Other people have got a lot further than I have, and oh my goodness, they are beautiful, absolutely beautiful. And I can't wait for everyone's to be done. And I think what we should do is all take a picture and collage it all together, so we can just have a lovely photo of all of us wearing our summer sorrels and put it together. I think that is just literally come to my head. So ladies, if you're watching, that's what we're going to do. We're going to take a picture and collage them together. So this is my summer sorrel so far. I am knitting a size smaller than what I currently am, hoping that it will be okay. If not, then hey ho. It's stretchy. So this is mine so far. Absolutely love it. And I thought at first, I saw how to do these stitches and I was like, oh, it's gonna just yeah. And then I started and I was like, oh, this is really easy. And for the couple of rows that you need to sort of do the stitches for, really easy, and I've really enjoyed it. So yeah, this is mine so far. I'm hoping to get more done on it, obviously. I will probably put a stitch marker in it to just reference where I am, if I can find one. I'll have to use one of these for now, but that's fine. So a little padlock because my stitch markers are up there and I don't really want to go and lean. So I have put this here, and this will just show you my progress for next time. Hopefully a little bit more. So that is my summer sorrel that I am really, really enjoying. The yarn is by Ange Knits, and I dyed up more yarn. So this was Ange Knits, and this was the yarn that I dyed up to match, because I really wanted a top in this colour. I thought for summer and spring it would be really, really pretty. So yeah, that's that. And these yarn cozies are brilliant. That's my summer sorrel. And I didn't put any of the tags back for the Eyelet burst. And I'm so surprised I haven't called it the Garter Abyss. Because I was doing that quite a bit to start off with. But no, I think the name is in my head. Okay, so day 6 is... Am I missing something? What is this in here? Ah, okay. No, I'm not missing anything just yet. This was the yarn that I had done the DayBreak Tee with. There is some in here, and it needs to go in my yarn box now because I've finished. So day 6 is my cozy memory, and I'm so pleased to say I've got some more squares done on this. Yeah, I am really enjoying working on it. So my squares that I have put in are, would it be easier this way? Not really sure. Is this one here, which is my daffodil colourway. This one here, which was, I can't remember. It was a hand-dyed yarn. I honestly can't remember who that one is. This one is a commercial dyed sock yarn. And I am just putting these markers in to just show the new ones that have gone in. And I have also put in 3 up here. So you might notice that this one and this one match, because I didn't realise the yarn was already in. And I was like, oh, it don't really matter, I'm not pulling it back. Who's going to notice once there is like loads of squares? This one here, which is Bird Street yarn, this is just a commercial yarn, Bird Street yarn. And then this one here is the one that I dyed up for my, not Vincas, my Plumeria. I haven't worn this year yet. And I could really. Because it is warming up. The weather's still crap, don't get me wrong, but it is warming up a bit. I actually went out today in just a t-shirt. So yeah, that's the squares. So what I'll do is I'll take these markers out on the day that this comes around, and I will probably just quickly show you what I've done on this, because like on my thing, and I said earlier on, it is miscellaneous. I have got quite a few to go in now, so that's good. Yeah, miscellaneous. What I mean by that is anything else that I fancy working on, because sometimes Cozy Memory just does not fit the bill. So I have also started more yarn cozies. I know, well, only one more at the moment, but I've got yarn in this bag to make more. So this is my daffodil colourway, and I was just really intrigued to see how that would work. So this pattern is Yarn Cozy Lite, and it's by Nitty Natty. Have I got the front? Yes. It's this pattern here. There is currently a make-along running for this as well, because she has brought out a crochet version of the Yarn Cozy. I am just doing the knitted version, and this is another mock cable design that I'm doing. As you can see, the stitches there. And oh, I'm in love. I'm in love. It's like knitting socks all over again. I'm really, really enjoying knitting on these. So I don't know if there'll be a sock along next year. There might be a yarn cozy along instead. Something a bit different. I don't know, I really, really like, not just these yarn cozies. You can obviously do any yarn cozies you want. I don't know, I just really, really am enjoying knitting these. That might go eventually, like once I've knit, I don't know, 5,000. But I'm really enjoying it, and it's just like knitting socks, and it's so mindless, so easy. So yeah, I can't wait to get more of this done, just to see sort of how the yarn like goes. And yeah, I'm in love. The next yarn that I've got in here to make another one is just this commercial yarn. It is Head Over Heels All Stars in the colour Splash. So yeah, I just thought I would use up some odds and ends that I've got. I weighed mine, and my first one, and it took 16 grams to do a 100-gram yarn cozy. And yeah, I'm just loving it. Really, really pleased. I did finish my April socks. I'm sure I showed them on a podcast, not on a podcast, on a vlog. So if you watched the last vlog of April, you would see the socks then, because I had finished the whole sock apart from the toe on the last vlog, I'm sure. The last thing I've been working on is living in this bag. This is a really, really handy bag. It's from Pickle Lily, and the reason it's really handy is because one of the handles pops off. So like when I am in the van or the car or wherever, I can just wrap this around the door handle and attach it again, and then it just hangs, and then I can work straight out of it. So in here is yarn that I purchased from Mouse's Makes. It is Astral Journey, and these are my May socks, which are Star Wars or Star Trek inspired, or the prompt for the sock along. My year of sock 2023 is Star Wars or Star Trek. I couldn't be bothered to get my yarn winder out the other night. It was quite late and it took me about 40 minutes to wind this yarn. It would have taken me about 10 minutes to get my yarn winder out, my cake winder and cake it, but I couldn't be bothered. So I hand-balled this yarn, and it's working out really nice actually. So this is what the yarn looks like. It is stunning. It is so nice, and this is my sock so far. I have got the heel in already, and I have decided, because when I was knitting on these on, I can't remember what day it was, I was wearing socks that I had put a frill on, so I had crocheted a frill, and I was like, do you know what, I quite like my frilly socks, so I have put a garter bump, or garter, a pearl row in here, so I can put a frill on these socks. I don't know if it will work very well because of the colourway, but I might just put a little frill on or something. So I've done 20 rows for the leg, 12 rows of 2x2 rib, and then 20 rows for the leg. Heel is Fish Lips Kiss heel, my usual standard, and then my foot will be 60 rows. I am also using new needles for these socks. I'm still using 2.5mm, but I am using the Knit Pro Mindful needles. I was getting really fed up with my needles tangling, and not even tangling, but like every time I pulled it and then went to knit it, it was all tangled up, and I was like, oh, this is really getting frustrating. So I've decided to buy myself a pair of the Mindful needles, and I am thinking of buying some cables as well to go with my other Knit Pro needles, my interchangeables. So I am in the market for some cables, as they've got no memory, and I'm just finding that the cables that I've got at the moment, they're so curly and it's just driving me mad. So yeah, I really like these and I will be purchasing some more. Right, so that is my May socks that I'm really pleased with. I have got some yarn as well. Did it come after I did April vlogs? It couldn't have done. I can't remember. Right, so what I'm going to do is in the week I'm going to show you some bits and pieces that I've acquired, because I just think that would be easier. So bits and pieces that I've purchased, and yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'll do it in a separate video. I might even do that with the shop update video and just do that as one. What else is there? I think that is all of what I'm actively working on at the moment. There is an Aran weight jumper that I want to start for Amelia, and also a rocket tee. So I will quickly show you the yarn that I've got for that. So that's in this bag, and it's already caked up. I really just need to pull my finger out really, and it's orange, and orange is really big at the moment. And these are the yarns. So this is what I want to make into a rocket tee, I think. Either striping it or fading it maybe. I don't know, what do you think? Do you think stripes or fading would be better for this yarn? It is lovely. I've got the big light on because it's so dark, so I'm hoping that all the colours that I'm showing you are coming out okay. This yarn here is by Woolly Mama. This middle yarn here is Mouse's Makes, Mouse Witch yarns, and this one here is the Wool Kitchen. So this one from the Wool Kitchen, I find it's got more of a halo. It's more fluffy. Don't know. Right, so I'm definitely making a top out of these 3 yarns. It's either that or I make something simple like the Breezeway tee, or I don't know, I just really like the way that the Rocket tee fits me. Right, that's enough about that. That might even go into my day 1 rotation. But the thing is, I don't want to have lots of garments at once. So I haven't really, have I? No, not really. I've got a shawl, a garment. That is, goes in there. I'm losing all of the yarn tags. And that goes in there because I'm useless. And so, did I show you the baby blanket? Day 3? No, I didn't, did I? Oh, I missed out day 3 completely. I did. Well, that's today. So day 3 is baby blanket, and I am I'm crocheting this baby blanket. It's from a Simply Crochet magazine, and it is this one here. It's the Bunny Blanket by Jackie Ebden. There is a pattern page on Ravelry, but I'm not sure if you can get it on Ravelry anymore. It's from Simply Knitting. That's not knitted. Okay, right. So it's May 2009, Simply Knitting magazine. I don't know if that's going to focus. It's a crochet. Obviously they had a crochet pattern in there, so it says great for novice crocheters. Now the reason I've chose this is because if anyone has had a baby and you've seen the hospital blankets, they really remind me of this sort of stitch, like this sort of pattern with the bricks, and I don't know, it just really reminds me of that, and it just shouts baby to me. So I am just literally started. I've cast on about 5 minutes before I decided to do a podcast. So I have done the chain and the first row. The yarn I'm using is from Home Bargains, Crafty Things, and it's in light grey. These have gone up in price. They are £1.29. They used to be 99p, but they are £1.29, and this is all I've got. So I'm going to be working on this today, hopefully to get a little bit more done. And yeah, so baby is due. Baby is a little boy, and he is due the beginning of July. Beginning of June. July. Beginning of July. So hopefully this will be done by then, and a few other baby things will be done too. So yeah, that's all I have been working on. And I'm glad that I've got this filmed and out of my brain. Do you ever just sit there and think, I really need to do that, I need to do that, should I do it now? And I was like, yeah, I'll just do it now and get it over and done with, and then I can get it edited tomorrow, which I probably won't edit this tonight. I'll get it edited tomorrow, uploaded, and then yeah, I'm happy with that. I don't know whether these podcasts will be weekly or they'll be fortnightly just yet, depending on how much progress I can get on stuff. I'm going to start weekly vlogging, and I am going to start doing maybe like sort of videos in between. The JD seasoning video went really well, so thank you for watching that and commenting. I will put sort of what the video is, so if you're not interested in the foodie ones, then obviously skip them if they're not your thing. And maybe like day in the life. If I haven't done a weekly vlog or anything, I'll do like a day in the life and stuff. Just really mixing it up, getting my sort of vibe back again, and just doing different things. So yeah, everywhere you can find me will be linked down below. I should have said that at the beginning, but never mind. I'm sure you all know where to find me, and yeah, so thank you so much. If there's anything I've forgotten, then I will mention it in the next video, and which will be hopefully in the next few days. So yeah, thank you so much, and I shall see you again very soon. Bye guys.